books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, March the 3rd. We're getting ready for a sports betting week here off of a fun weekend, and we've got conference tournament action continuing tonight off of our opening action last night, and hopefully you had a great sports betting weekend. Thank you for joining me here on the show. I'm just kind of getting squared away, set up, if you will. Appreciate you joining me here for a couple of hours of sports betting information, previews, and such. We've got NBA, NHL, and college basketball tonight to get the week started. It's tournament week for sure here. Starting slow, but we'll ramp up into it as we get into the mid-majors and then head into the big conference tournaments and have some big days ahead, including lots of daytime college basketball as well. It's going to be a fun month of March. So get ready, strap in, and let's have a great month. Want to say hello to some folks in the chat. Thank you for joining me here today. Starting off the week, a little bit slow here this morning, but I know we got some great games. So let's say hello to some folks and see what's on their mind as we get going with our coverage. Hello to Nick here today in the chat. Joe W. Hello. There is Nuke. Nuke and I were hanging out. Playing some, I don't know what we were doing last night. I know I got a bunch of picks I made in some conference picks. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but then the Nuke and Higgsy squared me away. That was fun last night on kind of a slow night. I think the Laker game kind of took precedence there last night. Certainly. Zoe, hello, says it's cold back east there. It's a modest temperature here, but the computer over here says temperatures to drop. It's March. Let's go. We're 1 week away from the time change, so get ready next week. I'll meet you here an hour later, I think. Hour later, spring ahead. So anyways, next week, time change on Saturday night, Sunday morning. Toucan, hello. What's he doing? Toucan is, look, I love a lot of different sports. Toucan is playing some tennis that even I'm probably not going to get involved in, but also Toucan look at maybe little Euro baskets today. How about that? Over in that Fenerbahce game. I kind of like Fenerbahce there against Paris. They're getting, I don't know, it might be a pick 'em by now. So let's see. Toucan likes the over, and I like Fenerbahce. So let's roll it a little parlay to start the day. I can't miss in pro basketball right now. I think that's for sure. Coming off my day yesterday, yeah, we didn't hit them all, but we hit everyone but one, or maybe, and I think we missed that one by half a point. Couldn't miss in pro basketball last night. Let me cover my card a little bit there. Got a success here for sure. after struggling there in the colleges and then kind of making a comeback over the weekend. But yesterday in NBA basketball, we could not miss. We had winners here on the show yesterday with the Nuggets and the Celtics game to go under in that big game yesterday. The Celtics did the job, got the win over the Nugs. We went with the under on the show here, but Celtics, look, I don't think we're throwing the Nuggets out of there yet, but they were supposed to be better, and they were better, and the Celtics got it done against the Nuggets. Also, here I have the winner on the show with the Trailblazers and the Cavaliers game to go over, but you guys had the Portland Trailblazers. What a game that was. Turned out to be Portland. If you didn't know that they were, under 500 and took so long to kind of, get their bearings together and improve so much, you'd have thought that they were, a contending team with the hottest team in the league yesterday with that game against the Cavaliers. The Blazers didn't look, maybe the Cavs just didn't realize what this team had been doing. Cleveland won the game, no doubt, but Portland got the money. Also, we had a premium pick winner yesterday with the Indiana Pacers in that crushing of the Chicago Bulls. We gave out the over here on the show as a free play, so kind of swept that one. We also have the over in the Knicks and the Heat game. Hey, it's okay to be lucky now and then. Game went overtime there, and the Knicks ended up with that 116-112 victory. Also, I had a premium pick winner, Raptors and Magic game to go under. If it's the Magic, it's under, and the game went under for our premium pick. But we had the Raptors here on the show yesterday with more winning than Oklahoma City, San Antonio. My premium pick was on the over in that game, 146-132 in that one. The Thunder got the win. Man, that was over to say the least. Also, last night we had Pelicans and Jazz game to go over for sure on the show here. So definite over there in that clunker of a game there last night. Also, we had here on the show the Timberwolves over the Suns. They definitely did the job there. And finally, you guys had the Lakers over the Clippers. Good call. Team Steam consensus with the win yesterday for the Lake Show. Ended up, kind of dominating the game there, certainly, especially in the first half. They pulled away there in the first half, led at halftime by 13. The Lakers hit 11 three-pointers in the first half. Dalton Connect was hot, and the Lakers beat the Clippers for their 15th win in 18 games. Clippers have lost 6 of 10. It was, interesting that the, Clippers were kind of favored there, and you talk about these guys, whether they're in, whether they're out. We kind of have a good feeling on the Lakers here with hopefully you're getting it too through me on the show, but you guys had it, so you guys must be doing that. Oh, by the way, there, great call by Team Steam, as I said yesterday. So other news in pro basketball here for this week. Sabonis out with a hamstring injury. Doesn't look real great there for Sacramento at this time to have Sabonis right now out. So, all right, let's say hello to a few more folks in the chat, and we'll try to drum up some action here today in soccer as well. We got Monday night fixtures from Serie A, from La Liga, and there's one game in the FA Cup. Ipswich and Nottingham. Forest certainly a big favorite here in this one by a goal in Monday night FA Cup action from England right now. A couple games in Turkey going on. Not much going on here sports-wise today after the Sunday events. How about the golf? Yesterday, almost a matter of who's who there with the golf final yesterday at the Cognizant Classic. What a story. You don't see this too often. A player who basically was on the cut line there, just barely make the cut. Joe Highsmith 60th ranked player in the world, and he comes through with the win at the Cognizant Classic by 2 strokes here this week. But I kind of thought the most exciting action on Sunday might have been the auto racing, actually. Um, I was watching the IndyCar, and before the race, they took Alex Rodriguez around the track in the car, and he was having a good time and uh, testing his nerve a little bit for the speed. But then out of the car, he mentioned Alex Palou looked good. He thought Alex Palou might be the car to beat. I took that as a sign. Alex Palou navigated through that lap traffic, beat Newgarden and Scott Dixon. I think he had to go without his radio the whole race, and Palou wins at the St. Petersburg Grand Prix. But also in NASCAR, the Circuit of America road race. We know road races are unique in NASCAR. There's only a few of them a year, but man, they really improved that product. What used to be not so fun, sure was fun NASCAR race yesterday. By the way, Christopher Bell won it as he caught Kyle Busch with about a few laps left and also held off William Byron as Gibbs won again for the second week in a row. So that was a good race, actually, there. All right, see what else is going on here this week in the world of sports. Let's see what Zoe has here on the. Got to get Zoe going here, is what's going on there. All right, Kiadra, hello. Thank you for being here today. B-Hawk, ready to roll, right? We're very interesting action in college basketball today. 4 more games in tournament action. I want to clarify in discussing the tournament action this week. Yesterday, I'd kind of talked about the start of the tournament schedule there with the Atlantic Sun tournament, and want to make it clear that while discussing the Atlantic Sun tournament, I may have confused the name with the Sun Belt Conference. We know the Sun Belt is playing the gauntlet guillotine type of bracket there that I'm really fond of, and I may have misquoted the wrong league using that bracket. Still in the Sun Belt, you got to do in the A Sun, you got to do a lot of work as well, and we'll try to preview all 4 A-Sun games tonight since those are the only conference tournament games going on. But we will also have action from some of those other small conferences today and a couple other games too. All right, thank you, Nuke. Thank you for saying that right there. Get ready. We wonder, I hope Thomas is okay. I haven't made it there yet. Maybe he hasn't been able to make it today. Joseph Alvarado, hello. Nice to have you here. And Old E, hello. And let's see who else I can say hi to. If not, we'll just start the show. Abel talking about that Laker game last night, right? Say what you will. Right now, this team, it looks, why do you need a big man? Do you need a big man? This is the NBA, right? We're not playing post-up ball here a little bit. I don't think anybody's doubting the Lakers can't do things with this combo. And Philly Eagle Flyer, yep, Redbeard, hello, he's ready to go with NBA action today. He's talking about that first game up, so why not get ready to go? Man, you know what? MLS yesterday, I was thinking of it because I saw Portland, but I couldn't ever get to a handicap on the card. I mean, it certainly fired on some plays, but MLS product looking pretty okay out there so far after 2 match days. Abel said, "Yeah, you know what? You got yourself a coach. I mean, it looks like to me and JJ Redick, Justin, hello, Zoe talking about that game yesterday with Wisconsin and Michigan State. Yeah, we had Michigan State here on the show yesterday as part of our college basketball winners, including here on the show, we had Florida Atlantic and South Florida game to go under. Also, We had Southern Illinois and Indiana State premium pick to go over. Kennesaw and Liberty, my premium pick there, went over. Also, we had a premium pick winner, Manhattan and Niagara game to go over, and I had a premium pick winner on Cornell to destroy Princeton. Well, beat them anyway and cover. Also, premium pick winner, Missouri State and Drake game to go over. And yeah, we found a way to get there with that one. Also, we had Evansville over Illinois State. Winner on the show yesterday was Belmont over Murray State. Also, we had Illinois and Michigan game to go over. The consensus parlay went down in that game with the Michigan Wolverines not ready for prime time against the Illinois Illini there. Also, we had a winner here on the show with Memphis and UAB game to go over. And we had a winner, let's see here, premium pick winners, Texas San Antonio over Rice, and also premium pick winner, Central Arkansas Stetson game to go over. Central Arkansas advances to play Lipscomb today in the A-Sun, and North Florida and Austin P game over on the show yesterday was our winning call. All right. And James Parm, hello. Bobby Mack is here. Twisted. Here, AOD. Also, Terrell. Nice to have you, Terrell. Talking about those teams bringing home that money there. Keandra ready to go also with some hockey action here. And we had some winners yesterday in hockey action here on the show. We had the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday over the Pittsburgh Penguins. We also had the Minnesota Wild. These were the winners that just keep coming right now, at least on the show. I would like to be able to make sure they were strong premium picks too, but hey, we're coming through in some premiums as well. If the show's doing well, we're all doing well, I hope, because I'm with you guys. We had the Minnesota Wild yesterday over the Boston Bruins here on the show in that low scoring game. You could say that again, right? And we had winner on the show, Calgary and Carolina game to go under yesterday. Also winner on the show, New York Rangers. Yeah, we laid the big price, but that's okay. They got it done against Nashville. We did have the premium pick in that game, Predators Rangers to go under. So fun day yesterday. Oh, by the way, we had the Vegas Golden Knights, another favorite there yesterday. I'm not going to tout those too heavily, but we did win all those games there yesterday. That's 5-1 on the NHL picks for the show. So, well, we said we were taking some favorites, but they all won. And that's part of it, right? The prices are the prices, even if they were three of them. Just to be fair, four of those were $1.50 favorites or so or better. But hey, that's the way the card unfolded. All right. Thank you for listening to that. Let's see a few other names here. Action Jackson are ready to roll with me. And Spoons is here. Great to have you, Spoons. Good luck to you this week. All right. And let's now go to the commercial break here and talk about how you can get my best plays today over at winnable.com/Ramon. This is how you support me here on the channel by subscribing to my premium content. Really, all it is a steady stream of additional plays sent directly to your phone. You can set the notifications, and when I send the plays out, I'm pretty consistent with the times, usually sending it 30 minutes to 2 hours before the game time of any particular card. And I also have some free subscriptions over there where I send out my peripheral sports, including preseason baseball, college baseball, women's college basketball, women's 3-on-3 basketball, the sports that maybe you shouldn't have to pay for. And I'm not asking you to pay for anything. I'll never charge you, and you unless you ask to be charged. But I do have some paywall content for $19.95 a month. When you use the promo code STEAM and sign up over at winnable.com, it comes out to 50 cents a day, and that's how you can support me here coming back every morning and doing a show with you. This is what I like to do, and this is what I do. This show is my business here on the Sports Money Network. Wake up early in the morning, prepare it every day, and can't wait to be with the chat. Really motivates me right now at this point in my life to have 50, 75, 100 of you riding with me every day, listening to me spew about sports, give out some trends and some picks, and have a good time with you guys. It's really fulfilling. So support me over at Winnable. All right. And I'll have some action today here. Certainly, maybe today would be a good day to have some EuroLeague baskets as we're kind of slow today. And, those Monday fixtures, I don't know if they're that special here today necessarily with Verona and Juventus. Spanish League, we got Espanyol and Villarreal today. All right, a few more names in the chat, and then we'll get going with the show. Try to pick some winners. All right. Abel rolled that parlay. Swaggy's here. Thank you, Swaggy. All right, I think that is it. And I think that is good to go. Hopefully, I'm not missing too many sports that I watched there yesterday. But I didn't send out any IndyCar. But when I heard Alex Rodriguez mentioned Alex Palou, I bet him. I bet him. Not that I'm not saying Alex Rodriguez comes in there and he's an expert or anything, but just the fact that he had mentioned Palou, and Palou was basically about an 8-1 shot to win the race, and he's obviously a great driver. So. Despite what we said in the chat there. All right. Let's get rolling here with the show and get ready to preview NBA basketball. I want to mention something real quick. Oh, almost breaking news here this morning, if you didn't see it. So we know that the Washington Capitals was able to lock up Logan Thompson for a nice contract. Well, they got their other man today, too. Just a few moments ago, as I was coming on the show, as Chucky Lindgren signed a contract, 3 years, $9 million. So they got their number one, and they've got their number two. And we know how good Washington has been this year with their whole team and their goaltending. And Thompson, Lindgren just signing a contract here for the best. So, man, they made a killing on that. Those deals did the Washington Capitals to get their goaltending there. All right, Jerry Davis also. Hello. All right, let's get going here on the show. Let me set up the tweet deck so if anything comes across like that, we can talk about it and get ready to go here. First up, you guys were already talking about this one in the chat with the Trailblazers on the road. Is the line broken here? Did they, are the Trailblazers sitting all their superstars today? What is going on? Have they not been paying attention? All right, we'll give the Sixers a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here as a favorite over the red hot Trailblazers at this point. I don't know if anybody wants to. Oh, we can't have the wager talk music playing in the background there. Can I even say that? All right, let me cue up the notes here. Well, let's throw out a Steam play here real quick. We haven't really started the preview, and first one comes across, and it's an interesting one. Well, they weren't right. The Steam wasn't right on Saturday with these guys. I don't know why they would today, but Wake Forest is getting steamed against Red Hot Duke. Here, right now, it was 20. We're going to go down to 19 here right now. It was 20.5. Wake is taking the steam here, believe it or not. Now, I guess there is a possibility, we haven't heard or even seen that Cooper Flag would make the injured list. Now, I would imagine we'll see Cooper Flag today with a shiner under his eye here, possibly. I don't know how deep the injury went, or even if it was kind of a black eye, it was a poke in the eye, so we may not see any visible damage, but I would imagine you might. So, for whatever the case may be, there, Wake is getting steamed a little bit. Duke is taking no. Now, granted, the first meeting between those two teams, I'll just mention it here because I actually don't have the Wake Duke game previewed here today because it was such a one-sided line, but it was a close game when they played at Wake last time. It just feels like Duke right now is on another level here with all the teams. At this point, it's kind of hard to even think that, as much as we want to think about how wild this is going to be in March, I'm almost kind of narrowing it to Duke. There's nothing, you don't want to take Duke on a futures or anything like that at this point, down to, basically 7-2 or lower. But they look all the part right now with them. I'd give some other teams some credit to be there too. It's still March Madness. And, the Wooden Award obviously coming down to Flag and Janai Broom. Okay. Anyways, Northern Colorado also getting steamed here right now. Just moments ago behind that, Northern Colorado was a 7-point favorite. Looks like they're going over an 8-point favorite in their matchup with Weber here today. I think that is the one we're actually previewing. I picked one game out of the Big Sky, I think, today to talk about with each conference. So let's continue, though, here with our first game, the Trailblazers and the Sixers. I think we're right about this with the way the situation is going. I mean, the Sixers aren't doing anything special here right now to warrant them a 3-point favorite over one of the hottest teams in the league. What is going on here with this one now? It's been a road trip for Portland. Maybe there's some fatigue. I don't know. Maybe this will be the game that Philadelphia, they won last game, obviously, now that they're, settled with the news of no Joel Embiid for the rest of this season. And, maybe that's a load off their shoulders. We had them in the game against the Golden State Warriors. Remember, the Warriors were kind of traveling too. So maybe the Blazers could be in the same situation as the Warriors were in that game. Philadelphia is just 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 games overall. Portland's 15-5 against the spread in their last 20 games overall. One team's covering spreads and making waves and making wins, and the other team not so much. Now, Portland actually had their winning streak snapped last game, to be fair, against the Cleveland Cavaliers yesterday in that incredible game. It was 133-129, and that also is going to factor into this line. That was an exhausting game just watching it, wasn't it? So, there could be some of that built into why this line is favored for the Sixers. But, man, would you really want to go against this Portland team? If anything, it looks like the Sixers are just slightly improving right this moment. They've covered 2 in a row, but they still have to lay the number here. Let's go, I think, to the chat and see what you think. I mean, I think that feels like the gist of it. And if anything, this one may have. You got for Portland here, Williams, questionable. Grant, questionable. For the Sixers, PG is questionable. Lowry, he's out. Gordon, still out. And Yabusele is probable. All right, chat, I'm going to you here. See what you can do. And right, Jermaine, talking about how Wichita State getting steamed right now in their game against North Texas State. Just throw this one in real quick here. Wichita was getting 7.5 here right now, and they're down here now, probably to 6.5 with Wichita and North Texas game moving lower here right now to 6.5. Wichita taking the steam. All right. Jermaine's been tracking this Trailblazers. He said that, but don't forget they did lose to Cleveland last night, Jermaine. All right. And Zoe said, yeah, the Blade, they really looked great, and it took everything Cleveland had, it felt like, for them. And so maybe it took a lot out of the Blazers here, but who are the Sixers, right? You almost want to the way this little streak has gone for Portland. I say little, it's turned into a couple of weeks, several weeks here now. You want to say, like, wow, maybe this is for real. Justin likes the over here in this one. Let me see here. Am I ready to go with my pick here? Just because I don't get a chance with Justin, and it feels like, I'm not seeing Justin as much here. So let me go with the pick right here. I'm going to go with the over with Justin. I miss Justin, and he's not here every time anymore. I don't think, well, it might be, appreciate you, Josh. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm going to the over with Justin right now. All right, Action Jackson listed here. He's talking about Butler there, I think, in the Hornets game. He might be probable Butler to play today, but he's also probable to get a few bills from his previous landlord. Apparently left a couple $100,000 worth of unpaid bills and damage from where he lived before. Maybe he just packed up and left, said, send me the bill. I think it might be much ado about nothing, but makes for a fun story. Abel's going to roll some West Coast parlay here. Terrell's got some props as well. So does Jermaine. Thank you. And it doesn't matter. I almost kind of want them anyways. Maybe I should have taken the Blazers as the free play here, because I do like this over. Oh, wow. Take a look at the line right now, and let's get on it. The steam that just came in seconds ago on this game it came in on this game. The over is moving here right now. This is why we do it. Take a look at your books right now, and I think you're going to see a line move here. If you have a screen, take a look. And if you're on a delay, you're going to have to wait a couple of minutes, or just look at your book live. This game is on the move right now. The total is moving over right this second, with the Blazers and the Sixers almost industry-wide here at this point at 229. DraftKings is all the way up at 229.5. Juice to the over already. So my plays right now. And, well, I guess I got to take 229.5 here in this one. Give me the worst number, but I'm on the over. I just said it, and now it's on the move. Maybe because I was so hot there in the NBA, they're just waiting for my move. All right, but there's no doubt. You can see it here with this total. All right. Terrell is making fun of Joel Embiid here a little bit. Hope it's not over for Embiid. Here's Sixers for Abel. Twisted likes the Sixers. And Zoe says, I can't, I got to do it there. I got to do it. Nasty Nate says the Celtics getting it done yesterday against the Nuggets. Yeah, for sure. That was the spot, right? We're gonna be back on them. We're gonna be back on the Celtics in that game yesterday, no doubt. All right. Let's see here. Jermaine says still gonna take the Blazers. Kiadra says, just grab the points here. Don't forget, maybe take these points. And what were they saying about Grimes? Who was it? Was it in the chat yesterday? They were talking about how did Grimes turn into Allen Iverson, or what were they saying? I don't know if it was that good, but All right, Jermaine there. All right, you guys. Good conversation here. Not a lot of. I think we're all in on the uh, plays here. All right, and I'll take the over in this one with the Blazers and the Sixers. All right, let's get to that next game right now. Talking about Jimmy Butler and the Warriors here on the road. Look at this number here. I didn't even know that Butler was on the list today, but nonetheless, the Warriors here on the road, big favorite over the Hornets. Doesn't really look that. I guess you could roll with the Warriors here, but I don't think I'm going to want to lay this kind of number even against these struggling Hornets right now that can't even buy a victory at this point. They're on a losing streak coming into this one, and the Warriors, fair, did have their winning streak snapped with that loss last time out against the Sixers. So you can lose to a bad team, I think is what it kind of says right there. And we'll talk about this one here with the Golden State on the road coming in. Charlotte's lost 15 of their last 17 games coming in and also lost 6 straight coming in. The Warriors are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games ever since Jimmy kind of came to the team. But if there is some question about him here in this game, I'm not really aware of it at this time. So maybe you guys can clue me in on that. All right, and for Charlotte here, they've gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall. They're 17-34 to the under as an underdog, but Golden State's been going over for sure here of late. Oh, Golden State's gone over in 8 of their last 11 games overall. They were an under team for several weeks, really, and have just started to kind of turn it around now, and they're starting to go over here a little bit. There's always a little bit of I don't know, it's not really a story anymore, but given Steph and how his dad was a Hornet first and foremost for the most part, but that's just a sidebar nowadays. All right. Charlotte has covered the spread in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Charlotte has also won 4 of the last 5 games here at home between these two teams. And, it's not like the Hornets were much worse than this in the past years. And, well, the Warriors were certainly better in the previous years than they were here. So, it's always been a tough little stop for the Warriors, even though they've held the upper hand in the series. They haven't always been able to get the money, although they have in the recent meetings. So now you can take that for what it's worth. Let's go to the chat here and see what we got. I will say that 9 of the last 12 years here, it's gone under. Also, 5 straight years, or 8 straight years here, it's gone under between these two teams. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. It's now 228 here right now in this matchup. And the spread's 13. All right. Well, that seems kind of, man, that's a big number now, isn't it? For especially a Hornets team that they're about as solid under as they come at home, 8-21 to the under at home, and the Warriors uh, just a 50-50 proposition when it comes to over under on the road. All right, let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one. With here's Twisted on the Warriors.
Steam play.
Florida Panthers getting steamed here big time right now in their game against Tampa Bay. Panthers, $1.35 or higher here right now. Just want to mention that. Panthers are getting steamed against the Lightning in that big Florida battle tonight. Justin's got his props ready to go here. And Billy Mack is here talking FA Cup soccer. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, Action Jackson, I agree. I don't have, maybe my injury report is off here. I don't have Butler out of this game, so I'm looking for some help here. Tell me what I'm missing here a little bit. Yeah, Terrell, like I said, I think Curry's always kind of held Charlotte as a special place. Obviously, and think about given also playing for uh, Davidson and the region down there a little bit. It's kind of a homecoming, I think, for Curry in a way. But again, maybe that's why. Maybe there's been more distractions. There's no doubt that the Warriors have not had a great time at least. I'm sure he's had a swell time going there, but the Warriors have had some struggles against the Hornets. Recently, not. All right, Hornets first half. Jermaine says, now I thought, let me take a look at this because I thought that I was talking about the injury reports here. Let's see. Kuminga is out. Hornets, Miller still out. Man, he's out for oh, no, that's old injury. And Seth Curry is probable, don't forget, part of the storyline as well, right? Miles Bridges also probable. And there's Swaggy says it, don't forget. And Mr. Tomatoes, thank you for being here. Abel likes the under. I don't think I can disagree there with Abel. The higher this goes, the happier I get, I think. I might go premium here, but give me the Charlotte Hornets here to get this number for sure. This might be a little sprinkle here today. All right. Let's move on to the next one here with the Wizards taking on the Heat. In this one, you've got the Heat favored here, 8.5. The total is down here to 18.5. On some widely reported steam here. Also, the Wizards took the steam in this game as well against Miami. Obviously, Miami played yesterday in that tough game against the Knicks. Certainly, I think we can kind of look at it like that. But still, Wizards, get a discount on the Heat, I guess you could say, at this point. As I talked about yesterday, I said I wanted to kind of start looking to back the Heat again now that they've gotten past the Butler situation here. I just don't know if this is necessarily the game that I want to do it here. Maybe the Wizards, who have won 2 of their last 3 games and have been a pretty steady cover here over the last couple of weeks for sure, having covered 7 of their last 10 games coming into this one. And the fact that with Miami coming off playing yesterday, and the fact that they've lost 7 of their last 10 games overall and are missing players here likely today, including Jovic, he's still out with a hand injury. Wiggins, who I believe missed, and Jaquez, both questionable here for the Wizards. Poole is out. Brogdon is out. So a little bit dinged up in the backcourt for sure for Washington in this one, but they're still taking the action here. It feels like in this one. Let's go to the chat All-Stars and see what you have to say in the matchup between the Wizards and the Heat. Washington 4-1 ATS last 5. Miami's gone over in 3 straight. Miami 18-8 to the over at home here, but the move is definitely to the under. It's gone down a good 2.5 points here in this one. All right, here we go with Twisted on the Heat and the over here. Twisted's on the Heat. Jermaine likes the whiz. Kiadra likes the whiz. Also, first half. Abel says, take the Wizards. And Terrell, Wizards first quarter. All right. Well, kind of want to take these Wizards here today. Why don't we do that? I'm going to take the Washington Wizards plus the points here in this one on the Morning Steam show. Plus 8.5. Not much value here, but I don't want to lay anything right now with Miami in this one. Miami just 14-18 against the spread as a favorite. And also against Washington, now they have dominated the series, certainly against the Wizards, winning 9 of the last 11 games overall. But Miami not showing too much of a penchant here for covering. They are right now, but can they really overcome all this and cover another one here as a favorite? The last 2 they covered as a dog against the Knicks, obviously, and also against the Pacers. They upset the Pacers and they covered against the Hawks. So maybe a little bit of a run here for Miami. All right. Abel says, oh, thanks, Abel. Really appreciate that. Obviously, we don't have Thomas here today. Good call. Good call. Look at that. He says that the Wizards here consensus play today. And let me mark that down. And I'm with the chat.
Final.
Okay. That makes me feel pretty good about that. Yeah, Terrell, but I kind of agree with that a little bit, but I still think Miami, and I'm still going to always anything if I've got Spoelstra running this team a little bit, I'm probably going to think that Miami's going to start to put things together here somewhat. All right, let's keep it going here right now. We got a 7-game card today. Here's the Hawks taking on the Grizzlies. Grizzlies favored in this one by 9 total. 253.5 here in this one. How much is too much when it comes to this total? Man, we talked about last week. Had any games gotten a 250? I said, yeah, I think we did sneak a couple in there to the 250, but I go to 253.5. You gotta draw a line in the sand eventually, but we're seeing plenty of games go close to this total. Look what we did yesterday on some of these games, right? Memphis is struggling to cover numbers here right now, no doubt about it. They are 0-6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games coming in, but Atlanta's just 1-5 against the spread in their last 4 games overall, but still maybe Atlanta's been slightly the better cover. They've gotten blown out in the last 2 games, really, against Oklahoma City and Miami. Remember, they were in against revenge after beating Miami at home in a low-scoring game, then lost by 22 to the Heat on the road. Memphis, meanwhile, has also lost 2 games in a row, but they've lost them in extremely close fashion. In fact, all of their games right now are thrillers. If you want to see exciting basketball, the Memphis Grizzlies are the team, it feels like here, but they kind of match up pretty well against these Atlanta Hawks, it feels like, but still, Memphis lost 130 to 128 to San Antonio. They lost 114 to 113 to the Knickerbockers. They beat Phoenix 151-148. They lost by 6 to Cleveland on the road, getting 6 points, and they beat Orlando 105-104. Every game is close. Ottawa Senators getting steamed in that game against the Capitals today. Ottawa was getting $1.30. They're going to go down to $1.25 or so here, maybe even $1.20. Ottawa getting steamed on the road against the Capitals. Maybe the Capitals goalies have too much money in their back pockets. Although, like I said, those are pretty good deals there. All right, we can go to the chat here, maybe in this one with Memphis and Atlanta. Memphis has covered the spread in 4 of the last 5 meetings against these two teams, but Memphis struggling to cover numbers, and Atlanta's actually been pretty solid on the road. We mentioned maybe some of Atlanta's woes right now, but still 8-3 last 11 against the spread on the road, 5-1 against the spread last 6 on the road. Meanwhile, Memphis usually favored by too many points, and they just play down to the competition. It feels like a little bit, but man, it kind of feels like this is the right matchup for them. But still, to get all the way through with that number right now, the way the Grizzlies going, they play every game close. And when they have the big leads, they blow the leads. And when they trail, they come back. What is up with this Memphis team? Okay, here we go. Terrell says Ja to score those points. Andrew said, look how high this total is. Crazy, isn't it? The two teams haven't put up 250 points in many meetings, actually. The last game was 240 in December in Atlanta, 128-112. Memphis won and covered in the first meeting of the season between the two teams. Now, the two teams are combined. I will say this about the over in this game. Now, these two teams are combined 72-48 to the over this season. That's a pretty big margin, right? That's almost thinking, well, yeah, of course, Hawks, Grizzlies, over. But that mostly Memphis goes over on the road, and the Hawks mostly go over at home for the most part. In fact, Memphis goes to the over 22-8 on the road, just 15-15 at home. Meanwhile, Atlanta goes 18-10 to the over at home and just 17-15 to the over on the road. Now that still trends over, but you can see what I'm getting at here. These are teams that maybe in the other, when Grizzlies are on the road and the Hawks are at home, they're more apt to go over. Now that doesn't mean this isn't going to be a high scoring game, but when you have a jacked up line like this, you got to kind of dial it back. And also, Memphis has more of a penchant to go over when they are an underdog. Now, it's not as many games, but they're 15-4 to the over as an underdog and just 22-19 to the over as a favorite. Meanwhile, Atlanta, the same thing. When they're a favorite, they're 14-7 to the over as a favorite, but just 21-18 to the over as an underdog. So I'm going to take the under here in this one with Atlanta and Memphis. As Andrew said, wow, 250. Abel says, take Ja over his points. Justin's got Bain with his PRA. Gravy, hello and good morning. Abel is on the Hawks there in that one. Also, Kiadra says Memphis, first quarter, super true here today. And James Parham, first half over. Well, yeah, maybe, right? Have been hanging out over there with those guys a little bit, so you can liken the under as well there a little bit. And Action Jackson likes his man over 1.5 steals today. All right, I'm on the under. I guess there I said it in that one. All right. Next up, the Rockets will take on the Thunder here in this one. A pretty good matchup here for sure, but the Thunder still a 9.5 point favorite. The total 228.5. Kind of disrespectful to these Rockets here at this point. Come on. Now, granted, the Thunder are back on another winning streak again, having won 3 in a row here, covering big numbers in the last 2 against San Antonio, against Atlanta, but that's not the Rockets. The Rockets, meanwhile, lost last time out at home here to Sacramento, 113-109. It's a 4-point favorite. Before that, they won against San Antonio. They covered against the Bucks in a loss, but still, Houston pretty solid. 11-7 as an underdog against the spread. 17-12 as an underdog on the road. They have struggled a little bit here of late, giving it back for sure. Rockets here have failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 games right now, coming into this one with OKC. For Oklahoma City here, they have won 5 of their last 6 games overall. When these two teams have met at OKC, OKC has covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these division foes, and 13 of the last 16 games they've covered overall at home against the Rockets. Oklahoma City's gone over in 6 straight games right now. They're 34-24 to the over as a favorite. Houston's 18-12 to the over on the road. OKC 18-13 to the over as a at home. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. I think I have a yeah, this has been a huge mover actually overnight, coming into this one from 220, a low of 222 here, all the way up to 228.5 here in this one on that widely reported steam. Now, it could be a little bit of personnel related here, but we shall see. The Rockets have Sengun questionable here in this one. Adams is questionable. Eason is questionable. Amen Thompson is questionable. Fred is out. And that's official. For Oklahoma City here, Isaiah Joe questionable. Chet Holmgren is questionable. So I know for a lot of people, it's Fred in, you're on the Rockets. Fred out, you're on the opponent. But that is a huge move, and to what to what do you might owe this move? Bethune-Cookman is getting steamed right now in their matchup against Grambling.
Final.
Bethune-Cookman was a 3-point favorite. They're up to 4 here, maybe even 4.5. I would expect Bethune-Cookman here to move up a little bit right now, taking the steam in their matchup against Grambling tonight. Bethune-Cookman is up here to a 5-point favorite here at some spots right now. 5 already at circa. All right, so here we go. Rockets and Thunder. I think that move is too. I don't know what the move is based on, other than if the books were they wrong when they opened this game at 222. In fact, man, I mean, it's just way too high. I mean, come on. I mean, I see the moves. I see the over. That over is probably the right winning play by the Sharps here, but come on. Never doing this right here. Let's go to the chat and get your plays here in this one with the Rockets and the Thunder. I think it feels like much ado about
Steam
nothing.
playing.
First meeting was a 111-96. Last meeting was 111-96. Thunder at home got the money. Houston won at home back in December, and Oklahoma City won 126-107 in November. Now that went over this number. Northwestern State is getting steamed here right now in their matchup with Incarnate Word. Northwestern State was a 1.5 point favorite. They're going up to 2.5 right now in that matchup with Incarnate Word. Northwestern State up to 2.5. All right. Let's see what else here. Rockets, help me out. Here's Abel on the Rockets. James Parham on the Rockets. They liking the Rockets here. OKC here for Twisted. Rockets and over. Rockets here might be a consensus play, huh? Another one? And let's see. Oh, do the Rockets play no, the Rockets did not play. What does it say? Let's see. Swaggies is playing 3 straight days. No, the game was 2 days ago. They played the Kings. Unless it's coming up. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh, never mind. Also, just moments ago in that Incarnate Word Northwestern State game, the steam is coming in on the under here, down to 132 or lower now at this point. Those teams play over almost every time right now, but this season those teams have been kind of under teams for sure. Incarnate Word and Northwestern State, but the steam's coming in on the under right now, down to 130.5 at Bovada. Big move there, big move, 3-point move. Incarnate Word and Northwestern State to the under. Okay. Anyway, with the Rockets and the Thunder, man, do you guys think we don't have Thomas here, but you got Action Jackson, you got Abel. Twisted was on OKC, but James Parham was on the Rockets, and Abel was he's on there twice. So that's 3-1. Okay, I don't think that's a parlay. I mean, Abel says, he says it is consensus. Okay, I'll let Abel handle this. I didn't think it was quite, but consensus play there on Houston. All right. And Nasty Nate says he was a big winner on yesterday's parlay. You mean the I'm sorry, Nate. What did I say the loser was? Unless I'm wrong, please help me get it right so I can pay you. But we had Michigan as Team Steam consensus yesterday, and they did not get it done. Michigan. Ugh. I was on with them. All right. Just moments ago, here's some steam with New Orleans but I owe you whatever you want to charge me, Nate, for all your great work. New Orleans and Corpus Christi, steam to the under here in that one with New Orleans and Corpus Christi. It was 146. We're down to 145 here. 140. Oh, God, look at this. Man, look at this right now at Bovada, all the way down to 141. Wow. Huge move here right now on the Corpus Christi game. Big move here right now, all the way down to 141.5 right now at Bovada. This thing is totally on the move here this morning with Corpus Christi. Wow. In this matchup here with New Orleans. Holy smokes. Wow. Big move there.
Steam playing.
Now it's coming back. We are seeing some buyback here. Let's calm down. all the way back up to 142.5 at Bovada. Geez, what's going on here in the Corpus Christi game? All right, I'm going to note it, though. I'm not saying it's out of the question when you get some of these Southland and SWAC action, and we're wrapping up the season in one of the conferences today. Here we go. Anyways, we're in the NBA right now. Oh, Prairie View and Jackson State steam here to the under in this one. It was 147. We're down to 145 with Prairie View and Jackson State. 2-point move there right now. Hope you enjoy what we do here on the Morning Steam. Also, let's see here. Let's go back to, okay, Abel says we've got a third consensus on the over. Oh, both. Wow. You guys like that over in Rockets and Thunder after everything I explained there? Okay, let's see who else was on the over there, by the way. Swaggy definitely was on the over. And Abel was on the over. And Twisted had a lean there. So, okay, I'm okay with that. I don't know if I'm down with it. But the Steam came in on the over, but double play there. Wow, consensus. I don't know if I'm on either of those at this point. I'm just going to leave it at that. And say Team Steam consensus, Rockets and over. Okay. Texas Southern and Alcorn is getting that steam here right now. How about that? This one was 135.5. We're down to 134 here with Texas Southern and Alcorn. Definitely two teams that have been doing some unders this year. Texas Southern and Alcorn, although that's another one where their series history is a pretty certain over with that one. And I tell you, one game that's getting steamed here big time, you're going to hear it go off here in just a second, is going to be Delaware and Morgan. This total is flying here at this point. The official steam hasn't come in yet with Delaware and Morgan, but I already see that this total is skyrocketing here with two teams that are definitely producing overs this year, Delaware State and Morgan.
Steam play.
There it is. 163 has quickly become 166 here right now with Delaware and Morgan. Now, like I said, these two teams definitely can produce some overs this year, but another one where their series history is a definite under when those two teams have met. And that's a high number, so okay. Here we go. Here, Nuke is ready for the playoffs there, I think. In the NBA, we got a couple more months, but Kings and Mavericks here in this one. We got the Kings are a 1-point favorite here. I think they just went to a favorite as we were coming on the air. In fact, I'm showing the Kings here now a 2-point favorite, and the total 231 in this one. Now I get it. The Kings are certainly here. I don't know. Are they better? I don't know. Do we still have? Is it still a negative connotation with the public here when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks? Now, granted, also the Kings have won 3 in a row and they're looking good here. Again, all of a sudden with wins over Houston, Utah, and Charlotte. They covered the spread in all 3 of those games. Meanwhile, Dallas is coming off that blowout loss to Milwaukee, and they've failed to cover. They've gone just 1-3 straight up in their last 3 games, and 1-3 against the spread in their last 3 games as well. But still, Dallas overall has been playing pretty well here since the trade. Now it's starting to shrink back a little bit. It feels like here at this point. And here's another one. I got to keep on top of these with the added board today because these games are moving wild here. Norfolk State and North Carolina Central. Steam to the over here in this one. It was 149.5 in the game between Norfolk and North Carolina Central, but right now that steam is coming in on the over and it's taking it to 151 here in that game with Norfolk. Another one where the series history is under, but the steam is on the over. Okay, so the Kings taking on the Mavs here in this one. Yeah, maybe the Mavs are starting to give it back a little bit here finally after I was getting all giddy, uh, you know, taking them here after the trade. Everyone wanted to make fun of them, but they have covered 8 of their last 11 games overall. The Kings have won 6 of their last 8 games overall coming in. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under, and 13 of the last 17 between the two have gone under. Got some steam right now in that Atlantic Sun tournament. East Carolina and Jacksonville steam to the under here right now. It was 143.5. We're down to 142 here with Eastern Kentucky and Jacksonville. Steam to the under. A-Sun tournament tonight. Okay, continuing on here with our coverage, the Kings and the Mavericks. Yeah, so when these two teams meet here in Dallas, it's gone under in 6 of the last 8 games. This has been a tough spot actually for Dallas. They're just 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games at home against the Kings. But in the past, it's often been a favored Dallas team laying the points at home to the visiting Kings. Now we're dealing with the Kings here on the road, favored. I will say the last trip here in Dallas back in mid-December was 129-128. The Kings did win, but the Kings were favored in that game by 1.5. So they won by 1. They didn't cover 1.5, but felt right on the number. Pretty much the same spread here today, although the total was much higher in that game. It went way over. Kings also won in December, 110-100 at home. They covered 8.5 in that one. All right, so let's see what you have here in the chat with the game between the Kings and the Mavericks here. Kings, are they getting it back together here right now? Go to the chat and get the plays from you guys. Mavericks here for Twisted. Justin's got Clay here. Clay apparently, looks to have benefited, right? It seems like from the trade a little bit for his volume, I guess. I feels like Abel's on the Kings here. Justin says I got some reverse, some bad CLB, but he's got the Mavs. And Zoe has Kyrie, and also Kyrie, look, Zoe says Kyrie scorched him last time out, and look at the way Kyrie is playing. He really has stepped up in the wake of the deals. He's been great, hasn't he? Don't forget, Sabonis is out of this game. I mean, that is a huge, huge development.
System play.
Washington out of this game for Dallas. Kiadra likes Dallas. Jerry talking about that Norfolk game. Kiadra says, fade it. Andrew said, I gotta tell you, Andrew, I will read any, I try to make sure we keep up to date on the latest info, and the critical notice, I wasn't going to announce it, but now that you mentioned it, I don't even know who this man is, but James Seekman has withdrawn from Power Slap 12. Was the update. Breaking news. Hey, we are combat centric here on the Sports Money Network. Maybe we should be announcing the power slap withdrawals. All right. All right. Hey, for me, I think I'm going to be down with this game here. Let me just make sure my play in this one and make sure that I'm going to get it right here. Give me the under here in this one with Sacramento and Dallas tonight. All right. One more here on the NBA card with the Pistons and the Jazz. Hey, our Pistons. Um, you know what? Give AOD and those Pistons fans some credit for sticking with their club. How awesome have they been here? They're got back with their winning ways last time out with a win on the road against Brooklyn, or at home against Brooklyn to wrap up that homestand. 3-1 on that homestand. They covered 3 of 4. They're still red hot right now. Pistons have covered 8 of their last 10 games coming into this one, and big favorite here, of course, against this Utah team that continues to struggle here to win, but they cover, no doubt about it. The Jazz have lost 5 of their last 7 games overall, but covered 6 of their last 8 overall. Now, Detroit's winning, Detroit's covering. It doesn't matter at this point. Detroit should play Portland for the like at the end of the season. If they don't make the playoffs or something, maybe they could have their own little event. So for Detroit here coming into Utah, it's always been, a bad spot for them. They've lost 18 of the last 21 trips here into Utah. And, the Pistons weren't what they are now for sure, but could be argued the Jazz maybe were a little bit better than this group. These two teams have gone over in 6 of their last 8 meetings overall, but they've gone under in 7 of the last 10 meetings here in Utah. Utah's that over team for sure. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall coming into this one, and 10 of their last 12 games. Man, it just seems like Utah finds a way to get the money. Of course, they've been beset by injuries, but all of a sudden they've cleaned up this injury report like nobody's business. Why are these guys so inconsistent? Talking about Markkanen, talking about Kessler. They're expected to be in there tonight. Meanwhile, Sexton, Clarkson, they're both questionable. They could make this lineup. All of a sudden, the Jazz could have their whole lineup back in there again tonight. Still got questionable tags on a couple of those, but Tobias Harris is going to be out of this game for the Pistons here. So let's see, can the Pistons do it again? They're the hot ones, right? 19-10 against the spread on the road right now, but still, Utah, despite these losses, continues to cover. They just got it done last night against New Orleans. That clock ticked down. They were getting 7.5 and a 7-point loss. So say what you will right there, but they got the money again somehow. And of course, they upset Minnesota before that. Now, they did get blown out by the Kings at home, but they got the money against Portland. They got the money against Houston. Let's go to the chat and see what to do here. Pistons, Jazz. Swaggy. Swaggy, one thing, don't squint your face, or like sometimes when I'm waking up and I try to do it, and I'm like just, and it won't read the face right. You're tired, maybe. No, I don't know. But okay, let's see. Jazz here and over for Kiadra. Swaggy says a lot of points, but they can do it. B-Hawk's ready to go for that hockey. We're almost there right after this game, B-Hawk. Pistons are that team, no doubt about it. But, man, the Jazz continuing again. This is the point, I think, for me, right? The Jazz are in there to they've got two back-to-back games. They couldn't really play any of those guys, and now here they are back all of a sudden. Hey, they're feeling better. I don't know what's going on with this Jazz team. This team is definitely pacing itself. Yes, Tankapalooza. Maybe the Jazz are in the tankathon a little bit, but Terrell likes the over here with Detroit and Utah. Right. I'm going to have to make the call here for sure. And just a matter of can I get up the gumption here at this point? Because I do want to use, I kind of want to use Utah tonight, as a healthy lot. It feels like here. So, all right, I'm actually on the under here in this one. I know Terrell said over. I'm gonna try to get this one under. I know Utah goes over a lot. I know that. But Detroit does keep it a bit under control here on the road. Maybe they tend to go over a little more, but Utah tends to go a little lower at home. All right, I'll take the under in that one. All right, let's continue on now. We're going to go to the on the ice here. And take a look at the 6-game card here. Started off with the Senators taking on the Capitals. And there's Chucky Lindgren and his new extension, 3 years, $9 million, we just talked about. So the goaltending situation all locked up in Washington. I guess there's talk that it could be Thompson today, but I've got Lindgren listed here right now. And oh no, I'm sorry, let me fix it. It is Logan Thompson confirmed in goal today. There we go. Just announced here within the last 10 minutes. So let me get that going. There you go, Thompson. Let's see if that affects things here. The number there is already wrong. We did see that the Ottawa Senators did take the steam here already. This one's down to as low as $1.38 right now. Bovada's still way high, I think, right now with this line. Let me see if they're just maybe the line service is a little slow. This one's definitely down to at least $1.45 or $1.40 here at this point, 5.5 over 20. So pretty big move here on the Senators today. If you like Ottawa, look, they're not terrible. They're over 500. They play some consistent hockey, but they've been struggling here of late. They did get a win last time out against lowly San Jose, but before that, they were struggling offensively to score against good teams, Winnipeg, Florida, Tampa Bay, Montreal. They scored 2, but they were averaging just over a goal a game for 4 straight games, struggling offensively coming in. Now, Washington has lost 3 straight, including home games here to Calgary, St. Louis, and Tampa Bay. Definitely a struggle here right now, all of a sudden, for the Capitals a little bit. In this one, but if you like discounts, this might be your day with the Capitals. So let's go to the chat and see what you've got for this one. As the Senators come in here to take on the Caps tonight. Ottawa has lost 18 of the last 25 matchups between these two teams. Washington has won 7 of the last 10 meetings at home against the Senators and 21 of the last 28 meetings overall between these two teams. They met back a couple times in January and split at Ottawa. The last meeting was 5-4. Ottawa got the win. Before that, it was 1-0 Washington in games played just a couple of weeks apart. This one starts, make the note, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time on a little bit of a early evening matchup here in this one. And I'm going with the under for sure here right now with Washington. You look at what they're doing here of late. They had that under against Tampa Bay. We just said Ottawa not scoring at all here right now. They're 9-18 as an underdog to the under, 10-19 on the road to the under. And I've got the under here with Ottawa and Washington. Go to the chat, get those plays from you here. It's going to be AOD with the Caps. Nuke says Ottawa's got the motivation here, given their position in the standings currently. Swaggy is here today. Hello to Swaggy's been here. He's got that EV. O-Caps says, give me the Caps. -1.5. Action Jackson says, Caps on discount. Abel's on the Caps. Kiadra's on the Caps. Nuke says too many on the Caps. Abel says consensus is on the Capitals. I'm on the under. Consensus is on the Capitals here. O-Caps has Ottawa under. Swaggy says Caps and under. Caps struggling here a little bit, no doubt, but they've had a couple of streaks before. I mean, don't forget the one thing about Washington, they're still, right, one of the top teams in the league defensively and allowing goals, right? They're top three, probably top three, I think, yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one here right now. Good one tonight with the Lightning taking on the Panthers here. Big game, big division matchup in this one with these two. Tampa Bay is hot as anybody in the league at this point. And Florida also pretty hot here right now with 3 wins in a row and a pretty strong streak here of late. For Florida, expected Bobrovsky in net. 2.73 goals against, a 25-13 record, but Vasilevsky expected for the Lightning, and this Lightning team right now cooking. Lightning here right now come in with a 8-game winning streak. At this point, 4 of their last 5 games have gone under. Florida's won 9 of their last 12 and 5 of their last 6. Overall, Florida's won 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams overall, and 5 of the last 7 meetings overall between the two teams. This one opened here about $1. $30.40 or so, and it's moved higher here for sure. Has Florida, but man, come on, Tampa Bay so hot right now. Not only are they smoking, winning these games, but they're covering as puck line favorites with just great goaltending. They're just smashing teams left and right. Good teams too. They beat Washington 3-1. They beat Calgary 3-0. They beat Edmonton 4-1. Meanwhile, for Florida, they also beat Calgary and Edmonton here back-to-back, or in their last 2 games at home. They also beat Nashville on the road. See what the chat thinks here in this one. With the Lightning here taking on the Panthers. Go to the chat. All right.
Steam play.
O-Caps likes this one under. San Jose Sharks getting steamed right now in their game tonight against Toronto. San Jose was plus 300, but they're going to go down here, actually. Steam is on San Jose and going down to plus 275 or so. How about that? San Jose taking the steam against Toronto. Kiadra, Tampa, puck line and under. B-Hawk, Lightning, money line. Seth Jones, saw with that note here. Let me see whether we get that. Note that came in. Oh, I had it here, but okay. Abel going under. And B-Hawk talking about that line movement right there. If anything, here it does feel like maybe the Panthers have just gotten a little bit too high. Give me the Lightning in this one. I'll take the Lightning here against the Panthers. Steam came in on the Panthers, but I'm going to take the Lightning. And I'm a Steam chaser. Talking to, yep, and no Kachuk in there as well. Yeah, good points there by B-Hawk with Matt Kachuk still going to be out on injured reserve here at this point. Okay, next up, Islanders taking on the Rangers here. We're back at it with the Islanders and the Rangers. Teams, of course, just met about a week ago or so. It was 5-1 in favor of the Rangers on that night. The Rangers also won the last meeting before that, 5-2 here. So Rangers kind of own these Islanders at this point. In this series, the Rangers are 14-13-2 at home. The Islanders 13-12-5 on the road. The Rangers have won 5 of the last 6 meetings, including the last 3 meetings, outscoring the Islanders 13-5 in those meetings. This series has gone over 7-2-1 to the over in the last 9 games overall. Rangers have won 4 straight at home right now. And also, well, let's see, that's not right? 4 straight at home in the series. That's what it. Sorry about that. 4 straight at home in the series coming in. So Rangers always getting off to those quick starts, man. They've scored a goal in the first 10 minutes of the game in 20 of their last 27 games at home. They get off to these quick starts here, it feels like. Go to the chat and see what you've got in this one tonight with the Rangers at home here against the Isles. Feels like it's kind of an inexpensive price, man. Islanders have not done well here against the Rangers. Now, the Sharps are definitely on the Isles here. That's the scary for me because they usually get the Sharps are usually getting it done here in this position, but I don't know if I could pass up the Rangers at this price with Shesterkin in there. Even the Islanders coming in here off a couple of wins over Nashville and Boston of late here. Still, the Rangers have won 3 of their last 4 games overall and played well in the loss to Toronto. Here's Kiadra saying Islanders maybe. Cap says Rangers over 3.5 goals. Zoe's leaning to the over. Kiadra says first period over, and Abel likes the Rangers on the money line. I'm taking the New York Rangers here in this one. Give me the Rangers at minus $1.20. Minus $1.15 there, maybe. Well, I have on the screen listed $1.25. It's not that high for sure. Score me at $1.25 here in this one. Rangers have been a losing proposition at home. They're costing you more than a quarter of a unit actually at home, despite being 15-13, 24-17 as a favorite. All right. Next one here now, the Sabres are taking on the Canadians again here in this one. We just saw this one a few nights ago with the Canadians now with a 4-game winning streak again. The streaky Canadians beat Buffalo 4-2 on the road 2 nights ago and come back here favored at home slightly, $1.15 or so right now. Total 6 under 20, maybe 6 and maybe let me look at this line actually. Yeah, 6.5 under 20. I got it right on the screen there. Uh, Maybe seeing this one close to a pick 'em here at this point, but Buffalo's lost a couple in a row, not only to the Canadians, but they also lost to Carolina on the road. It got blown out 5-2. Montreal here wins over Buffalo, San Jose, Carolina, and Ottawa. For the Canadians here in this one, they are right now 15, 12, and 4 at home this season. Buffalo just 9, 16, and 2 on the road. The Sabres will cost you 0.2 units per start on the road. The Canadians win you 0.15 units at home so far this season. Last 10 meetings, the Canadians have won 7 of them, including 3 straight meetings overall against the Sabres. Not only did they win the last game, but they won back in Montreal in December 6-1, and they won here in Buffalo on November 11th 7-5. So Montreal's kind of had their number here. And we'll go to the Chad, see what you like here in this one with the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens in this one. Montreal also covered the puck line in 4 straight against Buffalo. And we're going to start off with Action Jackson likes Montreal here. Kiadra likes Montreal. Bill Eagle Flyer likes the over first period here. Also likes over full game. Behawk here, Canadians, Able Canadians. I know where this is headed. Oh, Caps Canadians. Good morning to Keith. Each and every stride. Ready to go today. Able says consensus on the Canadians. I'll roll with Team Steam. Let me see here. I might play the total. So I kind of like the Habs too here. All right. Give me the over, and the over is going to be my play in this game. You guys take the Canadians consensus here, and I will take the over. Give us a little double play action there. Swaggy on Montreal. Man, everyone's on Montreal here. So let me pivot here. I mean, obviously I like them too, but probably use them as a premium tonight. And give me the over here with Buffalo and Montreal. Maybe I should give a few notes on the over here, and I think it might be mostly market related. All right, here we go. Maybe just a little bit of trend information to support this one to the over here. All right. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. Buffalo 19 and 12 to the over as an underdog. This is kind of where they go. Over is in this role, usually as a home dog more so, but give me the over, and the consensus is on Montreal. Okay, Sharks and Maple Leafs, we already said. This one has gone kind of way down here. I'm showing Bet Online all the way down to 340 at this point. Now, even the sharp books are a little bit higher here at this point, but I'll call it 375. And the total is maybe it's 6.5 under 30, maybe it's 6.5 under 25 at this. Whoops. There we go. At this point, with the Sharks on the road here taking on Toronto. One team is winning all their games and one team is losing all their games. That's what's going on right now with these two. For San Jose here, they've lost 14 of their last 15 games overall. What are you going to do? Toronto, meanwhile, has won 5 straight and 8 of their last 9 games overall in this one. Toronto usually dominates the series for sure, having won 5 of the last 6 games. Teams had their, let's see here. No, they have not met yet this season. So, Sharks come in here. I don't know. They took the action. I don't know what else I can say about it. Yeah, there we go. Now we're seeing the big move here. Okay, all the way down to 325 now at Circa. This is a huge move, actually. So maybe because Stolarz is in there, maybe he's been confirmed here. But man, this thing is way down here at this point. So if anything, the Maple Leafs are. This is a bit of a discount. It feels like for sure at this point, if it really is. 325. It's still 360 at Bovada. 380 says Swaggy. So that's nothing, nobody's getting too excited about like that, right? Swaggy says this is, kind of crazy. Kiadra says take the Sharks on the puck line. I don't know if I want to do that now. Robert's on the Sharks. So look, to be fair, Sharks 36 and 25 is a puck line dog. Toronto 21 and 24 is a puck line favorite. That's not terrible. You guys are going over some of those prices, right? Swaggy says it did just drop big time here. Circa's all the way down now to 325, as I said. So to me, you got a line that, oh, it definitely was 400 at one point at some books. Open 410 at Bovada. Now we know nobody wants to bet at 410, but the fact that it was 410 and now it's say it was right. Say it is or was. Even if it was 410 at Bovada, it's now 360 at Bovada. The value is on Toronto. Okay, I know I always make a big deal. Oh, this is the value. This is the value. That's the way I believe it. I don't know if there's any personnel information here that was deeming this one. In fact, if anything, look, Celebrini's questionable in this game for the Sharks. And Thrun is questionable as well. Now, the Leafs do have Tanev. He's going to be out here for sure. I think we've got wind of that. But that was really only the latest news here. So I don't know. I don't think I want the Sharks anymore. I think I want the Leafs. So give me Toronto here on the puck line. I think this is the discounted side. And in a matchup where, yeah, maybe they will cover the puck line, but I'm going to have to take this value and I'm going to take the Maple Leafs on the puck line. All right. So he says more. There's some Leafs. We got Lorenz day to day. Nuke seen this movie before. Leafs team total over for Philly Eagle Flyer action. Jackson's ready with his spring training baseball. I think I have a package ready today. So subscribe over to my free plays over at Winnable. I'll have a baseball package out there. I actually only went 500 yesterday. I was actually on a little bit of a roll there in pro baseball. And Swaggy bet the Leafs. All right, next up. Last game, Kings and Blackhawks here tonight with the Kings on the road. Maybe ready here for the Kings against Soderblom in this one. See what you got here with the Kings taking on Chicago tonight. We know that when these two teams been getting together here right now, you got Kings have won 6 of the last 8 trips here into Chicago. Also, 6 of those games did go under when these two teams have met. Total here 5.5 over 25. Now at some books still show a few 6 under 20s at this point between these two, but see what you guys want to do with this one. Kings and Blackhawks. Kings are 11 and 16 on the road. They've lost 12 and 16 on the road, but they've lost 3 straight games coming in right now to St. Louis, Dallas, and Vancouver. So, not hard, not easy games, not tough games here, I don't think. At this point, Chicago is 11, 15, and 3 at home. They've done a nice job at home, actually, considering their woes here. Kings have won 7 of the last 10 and 5 of the last 6 overall, and the last 2 trips here in. But uh, here in this one, these two teams have been playing these high scoring games of late. The first meeting back in November was 4-3. Chicago won at LA, giving the Kings revenge here. But could that really stand out to them? All right. For the Kings here, they've scored a first period goal in 19 of their last 26 games overall. The Blackhawks have scored a goal in the first 10 minutes of 17 of their 22 home games so far this season. I'm going to take the Blackhawks on the puck line here in this one at plus 1.5 at minus 125 here at this point. Give me Chicago on the puck line tonight. Kings are still costing you nearly a quarter of a unit per game on the road here. And Chicago's done okay at home, considering how bad they are. Foligno is questionable in this game for the Blackhawks, and that's going to do it for hockey. We'll get a few of your comments in here, and we'll move to college basketball. All right, let's see here. Abel went with the Kings. Swaggy said first period over after what I said there. Kiadra said Kings are wearing down here a little bit right now on this third game of the road trip. They've kind of, definitely been using their home ice advantage to keep their record solid. Seems like they've fared well against the Western Conference, but not the Eastern Conference. But here they have lost to St. Louis and Dallas. So I'm going to take Chicago against my Kings. All right. I think that's going to do it for the hockey. I was going to whip through the one refresh here, see if there's been any goalie confirmation since then. Allmark likely for the Senators. Bob is in there for Florida. And I think that's it. Kings could have Kemper in there, according now to Daily Faceoff. And I think that probably I think that very well could be the case here now, actually. No confirmation yet, but seeing most of the sites moving to Kemper here. So, okay, I'll still take the Blackhawks. But all right, that's it for the hockey. Let's go to basketball now, and I've selected an eclectic group of games here on a. Let me get this steam play in. We haven't had that many. We got one coming in right now in the Big Ten between UCLA and Northwestern. Seeing steam here too. The under with the Bruins and the Cats. It was 132.5. We're down to 131 here with UCLA and Northwestern. Let's get to the basketball. And here we go. First up, I chose this one for our representation, representation, I think, here of just try to make sure we fit in something from every game. Now, Southern sits atop the standings, 13-2. Jackson State is 11-4. To be clear, there still is 3 games left in the SWAC, so we're not clinched yet with Southern for that championship, but they're playing Florida A&M, and they are on the road here, just laying a modest number. So we already mentioned a little bit with Jackson State and their game against Prairie View. They're a big 13, 14-point favorite. So Southern's got their work cut out for them. They're so good. They're so consistent. Southern, at least in conference play, you know what I mean. But here against uh, Florida A&M in this one, Southern comes in off of a loss last time out to Bethune-Cookman, 70-69 on the road. Is a 2.5-point favorite to snap their 3-game losing streak in this one. For Florida A&M, they come in here off of a win over Grambling. They got the money, 73-68. Florida A&M's been a terrific cover right now. They are on fire at this point. A&M here comes in having covered 8 of their 9 home games right now. They're 14-6 against the spread as an underdog, 19-6 against the spread. Overall, they've covered 9 of their last 10 here. Now, Southern owns this series. They usually cover as well. First meeting back in January, 91-57. Southern smothered in this matchup, but Florida A&M right now is, like I said, they're the ones getting the money a lot of times in these games here at this point. Florida A&M is a terrific cover team. So it does make it a little bit tricky here for sure. But hey, if this one stays low, that's going to make those points a little bit more valuable. Let's see if you like this one. Like I said, just pick this one to represent the SWAC here at this point. And I'm going to take Florida A&M. I can't stop taking them here, even though they got blown out of the first one. They are at home here at least. Southern, like I said, atop the standings. Maybe that's the one that's just a little bit too much for Florida A&M to handle, but they are 10-6 straight up in conference play. And if anything, I think Florida A&M has the better player. Like I said, Southern is a good consistent team, I think, for Southern. Meanwhile, I think Florida A&M, they rely on Sterling Young. Okay. Nothing from you guys. A little bit. Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Abel likes Florida A&M. Robert likes the under here in this one. And Kiadra says that is a little bit of payback revenge, especially when it was a 91-57 victory there in the last one. So I'm going to take Florida A&M. All right. Now, let's move into the playoff, the bracket here for our one team that currently we're in the tournament here with the A-Sun today, 4 games. Let's take a look at them. I don't know if we'll get a chance to do this all through the tournaments, but if we've got a chance, we will here with Eastern Kentucky on the road against Jacksonville here. Jacksonville is the favorite in this one. Jacksonville right now, 2.5, 141.5. We talked about that steam that came in on Jacksonville, but there's also a move to the under here for sure. There we go. These are on-site games here at this point for the A-Sun. Jacksonville, the number 4 seed, they're 18-12. Eastern Kentucky, the number 5 seed, they are 18-13 coming in. Jacksonville's won 2 straight wins over Eastern Kentucky and Stetson to close out the season. Eastern Kentucky, meanwhile, beat North Florida in their season finale to come into this one. And all right, take a look here with these two. Jacksonville, I'm going to take. That's who I'm taking, by the way, Jacksonville as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. I kind of like that as my premium, but just not sold on the total here in this game. So I'm going to have to go with Jacksonville to win over Eastern Kentucky as my play. And let's see here. Whoops. I think I'm, let me catch up here. Jerry says, Southern still always talk about that last game. Rick Chase is a public is the public even playing this game, right? We got to play this game here. I don't even know if I've seen enough percentages here. Let me see. I do have some numbers from a few outlets here. I'm showing Southern taking 57% of the spread tickets here so far. Spoons is taking Eastern Kentucky in that one. Swaggy says, hey, Ramon, talk about this. You got Jacksonville took the first two. Well, I'm already on this next game. Sorry about that. I love that third matchup, right, Swaggy? Robert on the under here. Here's Jacksonville, Jerry says, from those first games. Yeah, Jacksonville won 59 to 55. They covered back in February. They also won 82-75 on the road back in January at EKU. Swaggy likes Jacksonville as well. Keep it going here right now. We saw, hey, it was good action last night. It was fun watching the action there last night in the Ace Sun. We got conference tournament play underway. And in this one with Austin Peay and North Alabama, you do have the over here in this one with Peay and I had the over with Peay yesterday in their win over North Florida. But here, North Alabama, big favorite here, obviously. 11.5, 145.5 in this one. With Peay coming in off the win yesterday over North Florida, 90-69. With that, a blowout as a 3.5 point dog. Good job by Austin Peay. I do have Austin Peay for $5 to win this tournament. But like some ridiculous let me see what it was here. At 250 to 1 to win this tournament. So hey, we'll take it, right? 5 to win 1250. We'll go for it there a little bit. Anything can happen in these tournaments. So I guess I'm mistaken in this game, but Austin Peay here, 11.5 point dogs. North Alabama is a terrific cover. Actually, they're 11-2 against the spread at home, 16-5 against the spread here as a favorite, and also they've covered 7 of their last 10 games overall. These two teams kind of trend under for sure. You've got North Alabama here, 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, Austin Peay 9-14 to the under as an underdog. North Alabama 9-12 to the under as a favorite coming into this one. So see if you like this game here with Austin. I guess I'm kind of in this game already with my Austin Peay, $5 to win 1,250. All right, let's see here what we've got. Don't think I'm ready to quite invest in the hedge here after just one victory over Austin Peay. Let's get one more big one here over the let's get the big one out of the way here over the number 2 seed North Alabama and go from there. All right. And I'm looking for any picks here with P. Hello to Skunt Blaster. Thank you, Skunt. Great to see you, Skunt. What has he got here? He's got Alcorn, money line. Thank you, Skunt. That's his play of the day. And if he's going to put it in a super sticker here, I got to write that down. Alcorn for Skunt. Thank you, Skunt. Appreciate you coming by. All right. Jerry's on the over here in this one with P in North Alabama. But Robert says under, and Action Jackson talking about that great spread record of North Alabama. And Jerry took the over, I think we said. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, I got one more here. Jerry doubled up on Alcorn. Okay. All right. Hey, North Alabama should crush these guys. I guess if I'm on Austin P with that futures play, I better take Austin P plus the points on the show, or I would be doing myself a disservice. I'll just take the points here with Austin P. I know that North Alabama is a big favorite here, and they probably should crush these guys. But like I said, I already mentioned it that I took a futures play before the tournament here on P at 250 to 1 to win the tournament. So I guess I'm going to roll with P here tonight and maybe try to get that straight up win. But I want to mention right now we're seeing a little bit of a push here though to the under in this game with Austin P and North Alabama. In fact, let me do. You know what? I hit those double play the games the other day. Under is going to be. This is a really good move here right now. Let me make under my official play here in the Austin P North Alabama game, and I'll just roll with that P. Lay back on that as far. I was just having a little bit of fun there, and maybe I'll just leave it. I've got the under here with Austin P and North Alabama. That's going to be my official play. If you pardon me on that. I was just going to take P because I was making a sidebar story a little bit about my futures play, but 11.5 points. Look, North Alabama should rock these guys. Let me take the under here in that one. Yeah, good point there. Good point there. Yep, Swaggy talking about. Oh, and I didn't mean to say that there. UNA, by the way, I'll just say it, Swaggy. I know it's not a big deal, but don't want to confuse them with Northern Arizona when Northern Arizona is playing today. I don't want anybody to be too confused on the screen there. Okay, we're still going here in the tournament here today. How about Queens against Florida Gulf Credit Union? This one, you've got Queens College coming in here. An underdog to Gulf Coast. In this matchup, Queens a number 6 seed at 18-13. Gulf Coast also 18-13 coming into this game. And I can only really go one direction in this game, and it's on the total right now. Unfortunately, I want to use this as my premium. I want to use this as a premium, but I just am not sure at this point. And again, the two games where the team, the 4 games of this conference tournament, I kind of want to see one game out of the block, like a lot of people, but I've got the under in this game. I don't even know if these trends necessarily point to the under, other than yeah, they do, of course. Gulf Coast 5-10 to the under at home. Queens College 5 and under to the 5-11 to the under on the road, which is significant because Queens College is 15-14 to the over this year, but they play most of their unders on the road. Meanwhile, Gulf Coast just 15-16 to the under, but that heavy 67% to the under. So I have the under for sure here with Queens and Gulf Coast in this one. That is my play. I mean, that is a freemium because I like this one as a premium, but I just don't know about the side just yet. Queens has been the better cover. It feels like they are 9-7 to against the spread on the road. I don't know if there's much discerning between these two, despite the 6 and the 3 seeds. I do know that first meeting Gulf Coast went
Goalies.
60-47 as a 5.5 point favorite for only 107 points, and the game was played here at Gulf Coast. The first meeting was 92-83 at Queens College, so you couldn't have two more contrasting games, but the game here at Gulf Coast was played as an under. The thing about that was the same thing happened last year. They played the game at Gulf Coast, and it was 69-63, although that was the tournament game last year. So they played exactly a year to the day in the conference tournament here at Gulf Coast. Same, I don't know if it was the same round. I didn't look at it, but it was 69-63. Actually, Queens won that game last year here at Gulf Coast, and it went for 132 points. So give me the under here in this one. Hope I explained that one okay. I kind of messed up the story there a little bit. Okay, Abel on Gulf Coast. Yeah, Jerry, good. So same thing here. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but that's exactly what I was thinking there a little bit. Robert on the under here. There you go. Swaggy's saying it right there. And like I said, these two teams did play in the conference tournament together at Gulf Coast last year. It was on March the 4th. This is March the 3rd. So maybe it was in the next round. I don't even know. But they played in the conference tournament. It was 69-63 for 132 points. So I'm going under. One more here in the tournament action with Central Arkansas and Lipscomb. Lipscomb, what can you say? Big favorite here, of course. Favored by. I may have gone out of order here. I've got some games in the 4:30 block, but I just want to stick all the conference tournament games together. You've got Lipscomb here by 19.5, 142.5 here in this one. Top seeded Lipscomb. They've won 3 straight. Coming into the event, they've got Ognjenovic, 20 points per game score for Lipscomb. This team's pretty good. They've got him passing. They've got him shooting. He's a real good player for Lipscomb. He's probably the player of the year, the senior here. And, you look at Central Arkansas, yeah, they're way down there for sure. 4-14. They probably will get blown out here, but see if you have anything on this one with Central Arkansas and Lipscomb. The widely reported steam did come in on Lipscomb here. And I think it's higher than this, right? No, it's still 19.5. There's even some 19s out there a little bit. So I've got Lipscomb here. Just give me Lipscomb. I've got Lipscomb to blow out Central Arkansas here tonight. And Jerry said right there, just played. It was 78-60 at Lipscomb. They didn't cover the similar line here, so it's going to be kind of tough, no doubt. They went for 138 points in that one, so that was under that. B-Hawk talked about Alcorn. Hey, B-Hawk, we got Skunt on the game, man. I think that's a pretty good. I mean, look, I'll roll with Skunt here. Come on, Alcorn at home against Texas Southern. Come on, they'll win that game by 8 points. But I'll defer to Skunt, or I'm not going to blame Skunt if he loses. I'll back Skunt's play. Yeah, I think everybody's talking Alcorn here. And look, they're only favored by a point or two. Alcorn. I was kind of surprised about it. They're up to 2 here right now. And we were gonna preview that game, but you guys took care of it. Let's keep going here right now and get some more games in here. Currently, I've got a couple more on the added board here, just because of like I said, the scenarios here a little bit. Now, to be fair here, Howard and South Carolina State here in this one. So we'll go to the MEAC because South Carolina State, they are 9-3 right now. There's 2 games left in the SWAC. South Carolina State is one of the hottest teams in the country. Actually, they've won 7 straight games. Coming in, they're 1 game behind Norfolk. They've got Drayton Jones, the sophomore here, pretty good player. Now, Howard has Blake Harper, pretty good player as well, but still, Howard just 7-5 in the standings. They're not going to be a factor here, but it's up to South Carolina State here at this point if they want to have a chance to win the regular season title here in this one. They're 16-12 overall with like I said, that winning streak. Howard's lost 2 in a row. South Carolina State 10-3-1 against the spread as a favorite. Howard just 4-8 against the spread as an underdog coming into this one. Pardon me. South Carolina State's gone over in 11 of their 14 games as a favorite this season. Howard's gone 16-8 to the over this season, but most of those are at home, sometimes as a favorite, actually, for Howard. In some of those games, they've been at home a lot or at home favorite a lot against those lower teams, I think, in conference play. So still got to lay a pretty good number here, but I don't know. See if you guys have anything on this one. Just thought I'd pick this one out as our representation of that conference here. Robert likes the under. Swaggy says Central first half. Okay. And all right, I'm going to make my call here in this one. And man, I know South Carolina State is good. Howard does have a penchant for getting some of the money a little bit here. All right, I'm going to go over as my call. I want to take Howard, but South Carolina State's so hot. These two, look at this, over South Carolina State when they're favored. I'm going to go with the over. Give me the over. There's some, if you look long term, sometimes South Carolina State does have a little bit of a problem getting to this type of a number at 156.5. They usually don't go that high, actually, but this year with their penchant to have some high numbers here, give me the over. All right. Thank you, Jerry, for talking about that game. That's a great point, Swaggy, about Lipscomb there. Okay. You guys are great. This is such a highly sophisticated chat talking about SWAC and MEAC games. I put this chat up against any of the chats out there. All right. Nichols and Lamar. You got to keep talking about this Nichols team right now. And this is a great game, actually, isn't it? Right now with Nichols and Lamar. Look, take a look at the standings right now. Look, there's no doubt that Nichols and Lamar are not going to. McNeese is clinched. McNeese has got it. But these two teams, they're both 13-6 in conference play. Definitely battling it out over here for the number 2 seed. Nichols has won 4 straight. Lamar was hot, but they've lost 2 straight games coming in here, and their losses were to McNeese and Incarnate Word. No problem there. For Nichols, wins over New Orleans, Rio Grande Valley, Corpus Christi, and SFA, going 3-1 against the spread in those games coming in. So just thought even matchup here, pretty hot game, considering our night here. So I thought it was worth taking a look at, trying to come up with a play in this one between Nicholls State and Lamar here. And kind of want to go over here in this one, actually, even with these Lamar
Steam play.
unders right now. But got a little steam coming in right now in a game that we don't have in the previews, but it's here on the extra board. It's the matchup between, it's a extra board game here. Let me make sure I got this one right here. Southeast Louisiana and Rio Grande Valley. This one's steam to the over here right now was 151. We're up to 152.5. Steam to the over with Southeast Louisiana and Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Southeast Louisiana has sometimes a tough time getting up to 150 points, but the steam coming in on the over there in that one. All right. So Lamar, man, they 1-9 to the under as a favorite here, but oh man, Lamar has won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. They did go for 152 points in the first meeting back in January, 78-74 at Nichols, as Lamar pulled off the victory as a 4-point dog. Give me the over here in this one with Nichols State and Lamar. I'll take the over. Lamar has a lot of unders. I get that. 3-8 to the under at home, but Nichols is 9-6 to the over on the road. I'm going to go over as my play. Okay, we're almost done with the show. Thanks for hanging out with me. Got 85 of you here today. And Drake Lamar, that would be the ultimate game there, right there. Jerry says, Lamar, the line is telling you here. Abel on the over. Spoons on Lamar here. And that's why it's so big, right, Spoon? That's why we had to point it out. Hello to Stop Geo here today. Jerry, thank you for these. East Texas A&M. Yeah, I think we left that one off against Houston Christian. I don't have that one previewed. Rio Grande Valley, the preview was just what we talked about right there. And same with SFA, a little bit talked about that game with McNeese. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. All right, let's get to the main board here a little bit now with Wichita State taking on North Texas here in this one, with North Texas favored, but the steam came in on Wichita State. It feels like here right now the line is 7 and the total 127.5 here in this one with Wichita State taking on North Texas here. North Texas 21-6, having that outstanding season here right now. And Wichita, they've been hot too. North Texas is on a long winning streak for sure coming into this one. Meanwhile, Wichita was on a winning streak before they lost. Before they lost that last game, sorry about that. Before they lost that last game to UAB, 80-72 at home as a 1-point favorite in that one. So take a look at what you might have here in this one with Wichita State and North Texas. Okay, I'm ready to go here in this one. North Texas, 1.5 games back of Memphis right now. And for Wichita. They're 7-8, kind of mired in the middle a little bit. Couple comments here. Spoon talking about senior night a little bit. Good morning to Tech Sable is on Wichita here in this one against North Texas. I think North Texas is the better cover team, I think, a little bit. They're 10-6 as a favorite. Wichita, they're a much better underdog than a favorite, that's for sure. Jerry says the revenge for the 58-54 game back on January 29th. That one was a push. We'll mention that for the most part, a push in that one. So, all right, it's clear to me who I want to be on. I kind of want to play this one as a premium here, but I'm still fighting with the total. Anytime you got these North Texas games, I want to play Wichita as a premium, but I'm just going to take them as my play here on the show. Give me Wichita to hang in there today against North Texas. And Swaggy says, don't forget, when you got a game like this and the spread is just 7.5, it does help to look at those straight up records a little bit for sure. North Texas, awesome 17-1 straight up as a favorite. All right, Kansas and Houston here. Now, this one's going to be hard, right? Because you've got to look through your database here. This is going to be the old database special for all those old timers a little bit. They're not going to be able to get off Kansas here. They can't stand not taking Kansas plus 10 points on the road every time. Those guys are going to be into this, but how can you right now? I mean, is this really going to be the Sharps? Are all over Kansas. They love Kansas. Well, I don't know if it's totally overwhelming. It might be a 2-to-1 ratio, but can the Jayhawks, is this the one where they show up and say, hey, look, don't write us off, hey, it's been a tough year, it's a tough conference, whatever, this is the worst year they've had and everything that's going on, but I just can't do it. I don't trust those, the old school cappers. They're going to all be stuck in their databases. We're getting Kansas. We're getting the 10 points on the road, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I can do it, even though the computer's screaming at me over here to do it. I just don't think I can do it. So I'm probably just going to take Houston to blow them out of the water here, actually, as my play on the show, and just hope for the hope that that's what happens. I don't. What do you see in Kansas here at this point that would keep them in this game against a top 5 team like Houston, right? Kansas and over here for Abel. Nobody really has, and this is tough. I could see why we might not have a big overwhelming opinion, it feels like, on this game. Robert does like the over in the game with Kansas and Houston, and even that one feels bizarre, right, Robert? Even though you're on it, like the last matchup, he says, because remember it was 92-86 at KU. Last year Houston beat Kansas at home 76-46 as a 7.5 point favorite. Kansas was Kansas was better and Houston was still pretty decent team. The total on that day was 139.5. They beat them by 30. And that was in revenge for a 78-65 loss at KU. Now, granted, Houston did get the win last time, 92-86. The total was 127.5 on that day. Give me Houston. Give me Houston. Yep. Now there, Jerry says it right there. It says Houston feels like the bargain here at this point. Yeah, I don't know if they even feel like the bargain, right? I know what you're saying. But again, these Sharps might be the one keeping this price down. Okay. I'm on Houston. I kind of want to play it as a premium, but I'm not sure about the total. I agree. That first game, 178 points. But if you look at these, come on. Kansas has been one of the biggest unders of the year. They're 3-9 to the under on the road. They've been going over a little bit more of late because their defense has been bad. Okay, couple more here and the show's over. We've talked about this one kind of already, right? With Northern Colorado and Weber, with that steam or what came in. What was it? What happened? I thought we mentioned this game. I might have to fire up the old steam machine over here and make sure I got it right. All right, Northern Colorado on the road. Just mentioned this one. Those are Big Sky represented game here tonight because you do have not a great matchup here certainly, but Northern Colorado in first place, tied with Montana, and after all, this is the last day of the season. Now, Montana, to be fair, we're talking Northern Colorado game instead of Montana game because Northern Colorado is a 7-point favorite on the road. Uh-oh. Am I on the air still? I just got cut. Okay, no, I'm here. Okay, weird. Okay. Northern Colorado is a 7-point favorite on the road at Weber. Now, point being, Montana is at home against Eastern Washington, and they're favored by 10.5. So Montana should be able to handle their business. Northern Colorado should too, but at least they're on the road and they're favored by less. So it's coming down to the wire here. Both teams 14-3 in the Big Sky Conference. So see if you have a pick here with Northern Colorado in this one, taking on Weber State tonight. And take a look here. Northern Colorado, they're 22-8 record. They're coming with a 3-game winning streak right now. Covers over NAU, Idaho, and Eastern Washington. Weber lost to Idaho last time out, but they did cover as a 6-point dog. Still, Weber 3-8 against the spread at home this season. That's un-Weber-like. Northern Colorado's been hot, having covered 8 of their last 10. They're 10-5 against the spread on the road this season. Are the Bears? So, see if you like a pick here in this one. Northern Colorado taking on Weber here. All right. Go to the chat. See, as we wrap up the show here. And I'm a little torn in this game. Probably shouldn't have put it in the preview. Let me see if anybody in the chat likes this game. Swaggy's on Houston. Oh, Jerry, was it 2 overtimes? That makes sense. Okay, 8.5. Let me update that. Okay, 8.5. Maybe that's what it was. Was the steam on Northern Colorado there? Yeah. And remember that? I mentioned it. And they've been the better cover, as we said, for sure. It feels like, but I kind of want to play Weber. I'm going to play Weber, I think. Give me Weber State at home. Take these points against Northern Colorado. I'm taking the Wildcats. All right. One more here. Wow, UCLA and Northwestern. This looks dreamy compared to some of these games. Okay, Northwestern comes in here having won 3 straight in this one. Can you take the Bruins, though, laying these points on the road here right now? it's been a little tough sledding for sure for UCLA when traveling to play the Big Ten teams, it feels like. But man, I want to trust them here as a favorite over Northwestern. This will probably be the game where they're going to get burned. So I want to use them as a premium, but I'm just so skeptical right now of UCLA playing the road games in the Big Ten. It feels like to me, just got blown out at Purdue, of course the other day, 76-66. And also lost at Illinois, remember? But they got the money in that one. But I'm taking UCLA here today. Maybe it's against my better judgment, but I'm taking the Bruins. Jerry's on Northwestern here in the points. Abel's on the over. I think the show is over. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate you. And let's do the drawing here right now. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Join Mikey Money here 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific for pre-gaming. You get you ready for the primetime action, including the games tonight in college basketball, NBA, NHL. Type something in the chat. No, Swaggy can't even bet the Illini there. Yeah, crazy, right? The what happens is the rules are kind of made up by lawmakers that don't understand, right? They're like, oh, let's not have college betting in our state on our college teams because it'll be easier for them to access it. We already have the tools in place. That's why we catch all these guys. You know, there have already been a half a dozen betting scandals in college basketball this season. That's why there's limits. I mean, that's the funny thing, right? Remember when the guy goes in there and says, hey, look, my friend is starting the backup pitcher of Alabama. Let's bet, 50,000 on Cincinnati. And the bookmaker's like, right? So we have the tools in place. It's called limits. It's called, tracking the bets and everything. That's why we see these guys get easily called out every time there's some weird thing going on in the betting. All right. Thanks, Abel, for your help today. Hope Thomas is listening and out there and having a good day. Sure, we'll be back tomorrow. We worry him when he's not here, but give him a day off now and then. Let's go to the drawing here and award somebody hopefully get it paid off for once. Here, all right. There we go. Let's bring it up. Uh-oh, wait a minute. We got the wrong dealio here. There we go. Let's do the drawing. See who wins. Scott, Robert, Tex, Spoon, James, Jerry, Abel, and Action Jackson. Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. Thank you, Action Jackson. You're the winner today. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Catch you tomorrow. We're getting ready. Ramp it up, man. End of the college basketball season. It's March Madness, and we're going to have some big-time fun here on the Sports Money Network. Don't forget, join me if you want to get more plays from me today, including a baseball package. You want to play baseball with me today? Grab the package today. I'll have winners in preseason baseball today. Send out probably about 5 or 6 games. I think I have knocked in here on my free Winnable account. Join me over there by going to winnable.com/Ramon and pick up my plays for today. I also have package behind a paywall for $19.95 a month, 50 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM. This is how you support me here on the channel. You get more plays from me. Look, I can't spend all day with you. I'd love to. I'm with you here 2 hours. Try to give you a bunch of winners. We have the chat helping us as well, giving us those winners. So, hopefully that's good enough for you. But if not, you can get more plays from me sent directly to your phone where you can set the notifications, keep the winning going, keep the betting going here a little bit. So really appreciate that. And we'll check out here. I'm trying to look for some programming. I see I didn't know there was a Debo Samuel documentary. I guess I'll have to update it now. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me here on the show. All right. So check me out over there at Winnable. Like I said, sign up for the free picks. You're going to get some free picks from me. College baseball, women's basketball. I think I'll have an unrivaled play possibly today with the women's 3-on-3. So use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.